kid.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rad, back with another video. And if this is the type of content you enjoy, please consider subscribing and liking this video, sharing it out. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And also check out the description box below for my affiliate links and also my own company, Totally Rad Candle, which you can see back there. My affiliates with freestyle watches and, of course, members only jackets. So anyway, as you saw from the beginning of the video, I had a flip clock. Now, it's very interesting, the journey that I have been on to get me one of these clocks. Now, the story I'm about to tell you kind of reminds me of how Sophia would get started with the story from the Golden Girls.
Let me tell you a story. Sicily, 1912. Picture this.
So, of course, it wasn't Sicily, right? But it was Devine, Texas, November 2025. We went to this flea market, indoor-outdoor type flea market in the small town of Devine, Texas, to go just looking for stuff out and about, and with our good friends. And I'm walking through this dusty little area, and lo and behold, I see this flip clock. Now, you might be thinking, well, Rad, I see flip clocks all the time. Me too. And I have bought a bunch of them over the years. But guess what? The flip clock never works. The radio works, the speakers work, but the flip clock never works. So this time I plugged it in, sat there and chatted with the owner, looked at the time when I plugged it in, and saw it flip, and saw it flip, and saw it flip for several minutes. So, of course, I had to get it. This particular model is worth a good amount of money. We'll get into that one in a minute. But you might be wondering why it's a big deal for me. I don't know. There's something... I've had one in my room since I was a kid. I showed it in one of the pictures of me sleeping when I was a kid. I had a flip clock, not this type, not this exact one. But there's just something, when we talk about nostalgia, that flip clock, just the sound of the flip, brings back a lot of memories. It puts me in a good space, right? So moving forward with the channel, it's doing things that give us peace from the past to put a smile on our face in today and in the future. So when I was preparing for this video, I wanted to learn a little bit more about the flip clock. I was curious, right? I'm a contrarian, right? So should you be, Gen X. And so I said, when were these things invented? So apparently the first patent was in 1890 by an Austrian named Josef Paulweber. And they used to be wind up, and pretty interesting configurations made of heavy brass. And I think it was a genius idea. I think it was super cool versus the hands that everybody had used for centuries, right? But it wasn't until 1956 when a smooth Italian by the name of Remigio Solari, that's a cool last name, Solari, invented the Cifra 3 electric motor. So it became electric instead of wind up. And I'm looking at some notes here because obviously I'm not going to memorize all this stuff, but basically all flip clocks, and I keep looking that way because I have it sitting right over there, all flip clocks, electric ones, I can't speak for the ones that were before then, were 60 plastic cards numbered 0 to 9, and they were flipped by a small electric motor. 2 sets, of course, hours and minutes, right? And every minute a solenoid flipped the minute card, and every hour a solenoid flipped the hour card. Powered by a wall adapter, right? AC. So he took it, created the motor, I guess timed it just perfectly to be able to do that. And like I said, I have been looking for one of these, and of course I could have gone to eBay years ago and bought one of these, but my wife wouldn't let me. She's like, you know what? We need to find one out in the wild. And it's literally been 10 to 15 years that I've been looking for a working one. I've bought 3. Matter of fact, I got one in a bag actually sitting right over there that was clean. It was a Reader's Digest model. I guess that if you send in for it and you bought a Reader's Digest back in the day, you would get one of these. It was clean, the radio was crisp, it worked perfectly, but the flip clock didn't work. So I decided, oh, well, you know, I'm gonna dust off my hands, take out the tools, and I'm gonna try to find a way to fix it. Well, I didn't. I made it worse. Now it's in parts, actually in pieces. So, but for whatever reason, I can't seem to get rid of it. Now, it wasn't until obviously the 1960s and 70s that the flip clocks had their boom, all the way into the 80s, because again, there was not, they were not made to fail. So they were made with very, very good quality. So if you think about the integral parts that go into these, the fact that we are this far along into the future and you do have working flip clocks, it's pretty amazing when you think of the gears and everything that go into this little bitty box, right? That we take for granted of what's inside. But there is a lot of gears and working components that go into that just to get that clock to flip, that time to flip. Now, up until this time, I've had digital clocks that I found that are old. I've got the one in my room that I found. It's an exact one of a Sony that I had when I was a teenager, to various ones throughout the house that are old, maybe 90s, late 80s, but all LCD digital clock radios. So this specific one is a sound design that was made anywhere between 1975 and 77 is what this model is. And it's a mechanical flip digit stereo clock radio with alarm. Made in Hong Kong, assembled by Sound Design Corporation in New Jersey. So as you can see from the videos, it's got speakers on the side, which was really interesting because a lot of the other clock radios that I've gotten have just one speaker, one volume knob. This one is pretty special because it's got 2 volume knobs for your left and your right speakers. Now, it does work. It's that scratchy sound because the wires get off or whatever. I haven't cleaned it yet. And quite honestly, I don't know if I am, because if I take it apart, I might break it. And I'm not really here to listen to it for the music. I'm here to watch the time click away, right? Or flip away. And then the other cool thing is it's got the big ass headphone jack in there. I think it's a 1/4-inch jack is what they call it. And obviously I have a pair of big ass headphones from back in the day. You plug that in and it works perfectly, just as shown in the video. So as I said, I'm not going to use it really for music. I'm not going to use it for an alarm. I'm going to use it to stare at and smile, kind of like I keep doing right there. My wife keeps asking me, well, where are you going to put it? Because you've got 2 clocks in your office. I've got the digital, and now I have this, and I'm just going to have to find another place for my digital, because I literally love, and when it's quiet in my office, say I'm just typing, and I hear that little flip. Of course, it doesn't sound like that, but you get what I'm saying. And then just to see it work with the backlight, it just puts a good feeling. If you can't tell, it makes me smile legitly. So what are some things that technology, since we're talking about electronics, what are some electronics that you like from back in the day that you hope to find one day to buy, to put into your house, or that you already own that you listen to, or you turn on, or you watch, whatever it is, that puts a big smile on your face and reminds you of back in the day? Drop a comment and let me know. I'd really, really like to know. And what do you think? Also drop a comment, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on flip clocks? Do you have any right now? And did you have any growing up as a kid? You know you did, right? So with that said, again, if this is something that you like, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, sharing the video out. And with that said, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you on the next video.